Here we are, video 3. This one is about intermittent fasting. It is a game changer as far as I'm concerned for someone who might struggle with losing weight or body fat percentage. You could be very active and you just still retain some body fat, or you're someone who is inactive and you just have some stubborn, chubby weight or whatever it is. This dieting style, I guess we'll call it, is the easiest way I've seen experience myself to lose that extra weight that's not necessary and be that healthier looking, sexier person in the mirror. So that's the goal. So what is it? Intermittent fasting is where you take all your calories into a smaller window. So typically speaking, an American will wake up between 6 and 7 and they will have their first food of the day, whether it's their breakfast, they have some fruit, they snack, whatever it is, they'll eat early in the day. And then they might have something at lunch, they might have a afternoon snack, then they'll have dinner around 5, 6 o'clock, maybe 7, and then they'll get into this habit of eating around 8 or 9, having a snack like chips or some ice cream. And what intermittent fasting does is shrinks that window. So if you can only eat from 10 to 6 or 9 to 5 or 11 to 7, you now have this 8-hour window where you can eat all your calories. And I'm not saying you can't have ice cream, you can't have chips, but in moderation. If you can fit it in this window, you'll see improved uses of food as fuel. So the biggest reason is it will burn fat. You spend a majority of your day hopefully moving, doing something, and your body needs energy to do those things. So during that 8-hour window you're eating, your body's processing food, using that for your energy. However, when you're in that other 16 hours of the day, you are now, what does my body have to give me energy? And it's going to use your body fat and the fat you ate. It's going to process that much more efficiently and quickly. So you just become this fat burning machine just by changing the timing of when you eat. You don't necessarily have to totally flip your diet because now you're getting your body in this more natural fat burning state. So there's other reasons you should do this. To name a few, you will reduce inflammation in your body. So every time you eat, your body becomes inflamed. Like you might feel it in your joints or your stomach, like bloated. If you eat, you find it hard to go run, right? If you shrink that window, you'll feel better throughout your day. Some other good reasons. I've found it's more control over my food. It's concrete. I eat from 10 to 6. And if it's not that time, I just don't eat. I knew I had to eat all my calories for the day, and I did. I might have had some junk food. I might have had a beer or 5. I don't know. But I was trying to make it all within that window. It just gives you more control over your consumption. Another good thing, this is geeking out a little bit, but your body produces this hormone called cortisol, which is a stress hormone, and it's released every time you eat. So again, if you shrink that window, this is the only time you might produce that cortisol outside of other stressors in your life. So if you have eating all day, this is your cortisol, your stress hormone all day. But if you do it in a shorter window, that's less cortisol, less stress in your body. Other good things, lower blood sugar, lower insulin levels. Those things also get triggered when you eat. So if you shrink your window to eat, those things go down. Pretty much every health biomarker you might get in a blood test, those all show improvement just by eating in a smaller window of time. I've noticed just personally for me, I haven't seen this in much research, but I also drink more water while I'm doing this because when I wake up, first thing I do is a cold glass of water. And then once I'm done eating in the evening, I might feel thirsty again. And so I'll drink some more water in the evening and then definitely throughout my morning as I drink black coffee too. I try to match my coffee with my water at least. And you can drink water throughout the day as well. It also helps with your nighttime cravings or your nighttime snacking. So if I eat from 10 to 6, I can have my Doritos at 4 p.m. if I want. It's going to be much better for me in that window as opposed to me eating it at 8:30 at night, right before I go to bed. So you need to recognize that you can still have your snacks, you can still have junk food, and this will be better for you because food is fuel for your body. If you're taking in fuel for your body at 9 p.m. and then you're about to go to bed, guess what happens to that fuel? It's now going to be stored into your body and turned into fat. You have to recognize that the later in the day it gets, and you get more towards that resting state where you're not up moving doing things, your body doesn't need food or fuel because you've already got what you need for the day and to carry you through your sleep in tomorrow. So don't put more in that's not necessary. It helps you control that consumption. So there might be some questions about how do you adjust? Let's say you slept in, you weren't hungry, and you had your first meal at like 2 p.m. That's fine. Now you have 2 to 10 p.m. to eat. And if you use all that window, you eat at 10 p.m., you're just going to go into the next day and you're going to slowly bring yourself back towards that schedule you want. So for example, you're going out on Friday with your friends and you're all going to go have dinner and drinks, and that starts at 7:30. So you're going to eat around 7:30. Leading up to that, maybe Wednesday you eat a half hour later in the day than normal, and then Thursday another half hour. So if you're that 10 to 6 person, you're already at 11 a.m. for your first meal. And then Friday, you might push your first meal to noon or 12:30, and then you have that 8-hour window still between 12 to 8 to eat your food. You've accommodated going out with your friends. You're not going to feel guilty or bad or whatsoever because you're still going to go enjoy a meal. You get to enjoy them, and you stuck to your 8-hour window. So you just have to think ahead a little bit, and then if something happens on the fly, then you adjust your future to what just happened. You just have to be grown enough, conscious enough to make that choice to make it happen. So a few of the methods I've seen, people who eat in a 6-hour window, they experience the fastest results. You'll lose really quick weight, a lot of body fat, but I don't recommend that 6-hour window to someone who is very active or your job requires you to be very active throughout the day. So that 6-hour window is someone who's looking to lose weight and burn fat very quickly, but you don't have that type of job that requires you to be moving for 10 hours a day. The 8-hour window to eat is what I recommend for most people. It helps you burn fat, it will give you enough energy for the day, and it will help you maintain what you've got. So like I'm pretty happy with where I'm at. I use the 8-hour window. I'm not trying to lose weight. I'm not trying to gain weight. I'm just maintaining. And so I'm eating the same stuff I used to, just in the 8-hour window. And then say you're someone who's maybe a little skinnier, you're trying to put on some muscle, you can do a 10-hour window and have all the good effects of reduced cortisol, reduced insulin, blood sugar, all that stuff. You can have all those good effects, but still allow yourself to store a little bit in order to add some muscle or add some healthy weight to yourself. So this really just comes down to, you have to convince yourself that I'm the type of person that will eat in my, let's say, 8-hour window. So Dakota eats from 10 to 6. And if I have to adjust that, I will, but I know I'm going to have 8 hours to eat all my food for the day. So tell yourself, my name is X and I eat all my food between this and this. And if you just constantly remind yourself, make it habit, make it intentional, it will happen. So if you have any questions about intermittent fasting, feel free to reach out, comment, message me. I'd love to talk to you about it. It's been the best thing I've done nutritionally wise that was super easy and required me to change nothing except when I ate. I eat all the same foods and I don't have to worry about my macros. I don't even look into much nutritional value. As long as I'm eating in that 8-hour window, I've noticed great results. So convince yourself you're that person and you'll see some good things happen. We'll see you next time.